A few weeks ago, we had a look at some new Casio Edifice chronographs. They were lent into the channel by Gem Bijou, all three models, and I ended up picking up the silver dial version of the watch. Now that I've had it a while, I thought we'd do a follow-up video on the watch. I do love it, but there is one negative that's a pretty big one and could be a deal breaker for some. So let's get to it and check it out. All right. Now, of the three versions of the watch, the black, the blue, and the gray was my favorite. I really like the blue too, but really all three are a good option. These obviously are dishing out some major Zenith El Primero vibes, so it's a great affordable alternative to one of those. If you're looking for one, the reference number for this is EFB-730D 7AV. The black ends in 1AV and the blue 2AV. So there's pros and cons with the watch, like any watch. One con being the bracelet, which for Casio Edifice watches at this price point is expected. It's got hollow end links, push pins for sizing, stamped clasp, which is signed with the Edifice logo, and we also have 4 micro adjusts. So yeah, standard issue for Casio, although I will say I do like the look. Even though it's a little flimsy, it's actually quite comfortable. I've mostly worn it on straps though, and it works on just about anything, but the one I liked the most was this Tropic strap from CNS Watch Bands. The dial was the thing that sold me on the watch. I love the silver sunburst finish with the contrasting black subdials. Up top, we have some print work in black, and you'll see there we're also getting a sapphire crystal on the watch. Down at the 430, tucked between the markers, is the date, and just above that is the borderline useless 24-hour subdial. I use it when I'm setting the date, so I know if I'm in AM or PM, but that's about it. So it's actually when we start talking about the functions of the subdials that you start to see this isn't the greatest watch functionally. I'm sure it's been done on other watches, but this is the first time I've seen the running seconds be on the main hand stack instead of one of the subdials. We'll start up the chronograph here. And the chronograph second hand is actually on the 6 o'clock subdial. If you're going to be using the chronograph regularly, this is a problem. I personally don't, but just for legibility purposes, it would have been nice to have it swapped like a regular chronograph. Over at the 9 is the minute counter up to 60 minutes, and I do like that they framed the dial with the black minute track. On a positive note, the lume is actually pretty decent. It's not blazing bright, but it does the trick and is fairly long lasting. The case has that vintagey vibe and is brushed on the top, other than the bezel and polished on the sides. The finish work is well done. The crown is signed with the Edifice logo, and the same goes for the screw down case back, which is also signed and has some specs etched there as well. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of right at 40 millimeters. The lug to lug is 47.2 millimeters. Lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the thickness is 11 millimeters. We've got, again, that sapphire crystal, and the water resistance is a pretty good 100 meters for this style of watch. So, is this watch for you? Well, I'm usually function first over form when it comes to watches, and this is the opposite with the way the chronograph works. So, because of that, it's going to be a turn off for some people. That being said, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful watch, and at 150 USD, it's probably my favorite release of 2024 in this price range. It's just fun to wear, and it wears great on my 7.25-inch wrists. Any questions on the watch, definitely reach out. And if you have any suggestions on some other good affordable chronographs in this price range you'd like to see on the channel, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.